Hi everyone, this is Nicole. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to focus on one of a very highly requested video, which is an organization system, and I'm going to share how I store my inkpad currently and my labeling system. I've shared my original video 5 months ago. You can check that out. I will link it below, and also you can click up in the corner on the left top corner over here. This is how I label all of my ink pads, and I have the color coding system as well. You will see that I have some color dots on the right side of the ink pads and also some of the color squares. I will share use how do them both ways so you can check it out and find the way that works best for you. And also I will talk about the storage system later on in this video, so make sure to stay tuned. I love using color coding systems and dots and color square system because these are a great way to find out the colors that I already have when I'm short on time. I do use swatch system, but having these color dots and color squares really saves me a lot of time when I don't have time to flip through my swatch pages. So I have all of them on four sides, and I will share quickly how I create these dots. So I use a labeling sheet. You can use any size of labeling sheets or any types of labeling sheets as long as it fits perfectly onto the stem set that I'm showing over here. I have swatch stem set. This is a solid stem set and it's a stem set from Simon Says Stamp. I'm going to ink it up and simply stamp it onto the label. The label I'm using is actually a perfectly rectangular that fits the ink pad. So I will link that below as well. I cut four circles out of the sheet with my 1/4 inch circle and I placed them onto four sides of it. So I decided to do that for a while and then I found out I can totally reduce that step and just quickly stamp onto the labels itself on all four sides. So that saves me even more time and even more steps. Less steps, the better, right? When you come to an organization. So this is a label that I'm using. This is another label from Planet Label, and this one is a 1/4 inch by 2 1/4 inch labels. There are 100 of them, and per sheet you get 84 labels. So this is a great label to have. You have a lot of them. If you don't need all of this, obviously I don't think nobody needs it, but I just use this so many in ways. I use it on my planner, I use it on my other householding organization system, but I highly recommend that if you want to save cost, you can buddy up with a friend and divide into the sheets that you need. That way it covers all of your storage and labeling needs. Like I said, there's plenty of them. And also, don't forget to go to my blog after this video because there will be a discount code for this label. So you can order them and save some money and also share it with your friends. So this label can be printed on either on laser printer or either on uh, inkjet printer. I'm sorry. I just kind of had a brain fart. And I print it out with my laser printer. This works the best for me. And I print out four sheets or four labels per ink pad. And as you can see over here, I have some leftovers. You can print it partially. You don't have to print a full sheet. So, and you can even save that later and start off from where you have left previously and save all the spaces. So this is how I prep my labels for stamping. I cut them up by their rows, so you will get 3 individual rows, or I mean columns, and this will give you enough area for you to stamp. So I'm going to take one sheet and take my scratch paper and I'm going to ink it up a few of them and show you how I do it. So I have my pigment ink pad. This is from Mama Elephant. I'm going to take out the same stamp set, ink it up and stamp it onto the right side of the labels. This width of the stamp set fits perfectly onto those four rows of the ink pad labels, if that makes sense. So you have those stamped, and for your quick reference, I'm going to clean off the stamp set and bring out another one and stamp it in the same area, and you get a different blocks of ink pads that covers all of the ink pad labels for colors. So I'm going to set that aside because it's a pigment ink. I don't want to touch it right now. For the partially printed sheet, I'm going to fold them up by column so that their edges are revealed, but their unprinted or blank labels are not revealed. So you don't have to worry about dirtying them or stamping on them. That way you can still save them and print it and use the rest of them later on. This is a great way to preserve the unprinted area and save up even more spaces, even more materials for your need later on in the future. So I'm going to take my dye ink this time. This is from My Favorite Things. I'm going to ink up the same stamp set and stamp it onto my right side of the ink pad. This way I have perfectly stamped ink pad labels for color reference, and I don't have to worry about dirtying the unprinted area. So I simply peel them off and place it onto four sides of the ink pad. One of the things that I really love about this label is that I don't have to worry about printing four labels from my label maker and trimming them off to fit them onto my ink pad. This will save you so much money because those label maker labels can cost quite a bit, and also a lot of time because you don't have to worry about taking the steps to trim them off and to placing it onto your ink pads. And also these are matte finish, so you can print it on them, you can stamp it on them, you can write on them, you can do so much with it, and you have more variety of purposes using these labels. So I hope you take advantage of these labels, and I have my discount code available, so either you get it on your own or buddy up with a friend, just make it all work for you. But these are so much easier to label, and I'm so glad that I found it. I've searched long and hard to find the best labeling system, and I hope this would work for you as well. This is great because no matter how you store them, you can still see their colors and names on either directions. So this is how I currently save all of my ink pads. I store them vertically this way. I have not had any trouble with it. I have few people ask me about it. They don't leak, they don't smear onto my storage system, and it's just a great way to use. And also, you can save so much space by doing it this way. So if you're short on time, or I mean short on space, I'm sorry. If you're short on space, this way it works great. So I keep them on a IKEA drawer. This is a 3 drawer chest called Brimness, and on first drawer, I have two of them. So on first drawer of each of them, I have saved spots for ink pads. So I have my fridge bins. There are two of them that fits perfectly into this drawer with a little bit of space on the edge. And you can store so many ink pads per column or per unit of the storage bin. So that's how I store that. This is how I store my distress ink pads. I share a little bit in the previous video that I uploaded 5 months ago, and you can do this way as well. I switched all of my ink pads to mini inks, so I store them onto their tins and on one side of my LX drawer unit, and I have my Linus drawer organization drawers and place all of my blending tools. So it just saves so much time, so much space, just quick way to reference the colors that I already have. So I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, please give a thumbs up, and if you're new to my YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe because I'll be sharing even more organization and more card making tutorials. Also, if you want to check out all the supplies mentioned on today's video, including the dressers, including the fridge bins, click the description link below by clicking the arrow button. And also, if you're watching this from my blog, scroll all the way down to the blog post for today, and you can check out all the supplies list that I post it on there. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it was helpful for you. Thank you so much for joining me, and let me know if you have any questions. I will do my best to answer all of your questions. Just comment below, or you can PM me or email me, whatever works best for you. Thank you so much for watching once again. I will catch you next time with my new video tutorial. Have a great day. Bye bye.